Okay, let's get started on making this shelving unit, this metal shelf, using rails for partition or wall lining. Are you familiar with rail studs and plaster boards? This shelving unit was built using only 3-meter long rails. They cost about €3 each. The structure is 1.96 mm high, 2.06 mm long, and 45 cm deep. I have 5 shelves spaced 40 centimeters apart and used about 8.5 rails. Let's say 9 rails. So the structure costs €27. I'm not counting the boards, I'm not counting the screws. By the way, about the screws, I'll explain at the end of the video that I'm going to replace them with something else. You'll see the oriented strand board boards. Because I had oriented strand board that was 2.06 meters long, that's why it's 2.06 meters long. If the boards were 2.50 meters, I'd have made it that length. I just removed the tongue, but you can use any boards you want. It could be melamine, particle board, plywood, or something else. Pallets. You can reuse the wood from pallets and make your shelves. Okay, so I'll be able to take it apart, bring it up to the attic and make real shelving that doesn't cost much and reuse the others that are very expensive and put them in blois. Because for work, to put tools and stuff and do it yourself on them, I don't need shelves that cost more than €100. And even in the future, in blois, I think I'll make them myself because it works perfectly. So I'll explain everything to you at the end of the video. There's another option for angle irons, which I'll explain, and for the screws too. For now, we have a mission. Because do you want to tell you the truth? I'm right in the middle of a draft and it's awful. My throat even hurts. I opened the roof membrane to work in the attic, which caused the draft, so I want to install a hatch. For now, I've closed off most of it since the opening is 5 slabs long by 1.2 meters with boards, and I put some insulation on top to keep it warm. But we're going to make a hatch to close off the opening, something pretty light with extruded polystyrene panels, 2 panels in one direction, 2 panels glued in the other direction. At least I'll have a very light structure to lift for attic access. So we'll do that right away. It'll go very quickly and then we'll tackle that shelving. I'm making a hatch. A 1.2 by 1.2 meter board would work, but it's heavy, annoying to lift and will crumble. So I'm thinking that by using extruded polystyrene panels, this panel is the Ursa brand. I've already shown them to you in a video. They're grooved, notched. You can fit them together. I'm gonna put 2 in one direction, 2 in the other direction. They'll be glued together for 10 cm in thickness so I can lift it with my fingertips. It's ultra light, water and air resistant, compression proof, clean, smooth and doesn't rot, making it ideal. Here, my 4 panels. You see, you can lift them with your fingertips. They're ultra light. Plus it's insulating, so it will provide a bit of thermal insulation for my hatch. So I'm gonna glue them, but not with just anything. Rupson construction foam, I've already shown them to you in a video. Rupson is a partner of the channel, construction foam. Not to be confused with expanding foam. If you have a hole to seal around a window or door, it's going to expand. This is construction foam, it's adhesive foam, so it's going to expand a little bit, but much less than expanding foam, the energetic foam that I've already shown you. So this construction foam for indoor or outdoor use, of course, you can cut it, you can paint it, it fixes, sets quickly, glues, fills for any material. Here's the small trigger, and when I take off the cap, they've really considered everything. There are gloves inside. I highly recommend wearing them. The gun is compatible. We have the screw thread, so if you already have a gun for your expanding foam or construction foam, well, it's compatible. With this small canister, you should know that this foam changes the way we work, because we're used to using mortar, map, mixing all that, but here we don't need a mixer, we don't need mortar, we don't need map, we don't need to clean up. 36,000 tough ones, 36,000 jumps one mixer. That's the magic formula. We'll just need to clean the trigger or the gun with the Rupson CL12. So this is the cleaner, the cleaning agent, a little spray on it, that's cleaning, a little spray in the gun or the trigger, that's cleaning. Here we go again. So this construction foam sticks to all common building materials. A 750 milliliter aerosol can allow you to glue about 15 square meters of panels or boards. Open time is about 5 minutes, surface drying time is about 10 minutes, and full curing time is at least 1 hour. It resists moisture, aging, and ultraviolet rays. You can paint or cut it, but be sure to shake it well. Hold it upside down, use the trigger, and apply the adhesive. It's very easy. We can calmly and confidently glue our polystyrene panels. If you're on the 4th floor and you don't have electricity, no water, nothing, construction foam will save your life. So let's head up there and stick the panels. So the first extruded polystyrene panel we'll put here. We'll fit a second one together. There you go. And we'll glue the other two on top. So we take the spray can, shake it well. So you take your gun or the trigger that comes with it and screw it onto the spray can. There you go. And now if I press, I can adjust the flow, of course. And then you take the other two panels and place them on top. So the little hatch, after an hour of drying, there you go, you lift it up and you can lift it with your fingertips, you see? Here, I'm lifting all four panels, but really very easily. So all I have to do now is you saw it, there you go, we lower it, we close it, we open it. I put this against the wall and I can access my attic easily. Here I have 1m20 by 1m20, so it's perfect for bringing up my materials. If I need more space, I can remove this board and the fiberglass insulation. But here I have my hatch that's insulated from the cold, dust and so on, and above all, it's super light. Here I'm lifting it with just my fingertips. That was perfect for that. Come on, let's close it up. Now that the shelving is done, I can disassemble it, reassemble it in the attic and attach it to the framework. Ideally, use a thin hardboard back panel, or you can use 10 mm thick melamine, and that solves the problem of squaring. It stops it from wobbling in all directions. Right now, if I move it, it wobbles, but with this, I can hit it. You see it doesn't move at all? As for the weight, I couldn't tell you exactly, but it's relatively light. It's just oriented strand boards and rails, but I could make one for you. It will show up right here if I manage to make it. For the legs, I used half beams. I screwed them directly into the angles. What I call angles are the studs. Even though it's a rail that I cut, it's a stud, an angle. And by using the half beams, when I was about to lift it to see how it looked, I thought I might bend the legs, so the half beams reinforce the legs. It fits right under the rail and I can lift the furniture very easily, and now I can move it. It doesn't scratch the floor anymore and it's more stable. Another advantage is I could add adjustable legs, but I won't since I can just wedge something underneath for my use, especially since in this case in the calculations. For now, my floor isn't level, so I'll see, but just by attaching it to the frame normally, I should be fine. So that's all done. These are rails, both for the shelves and for the uprights or the angles. But I could have used CR2 style angles, if you know what those are. These are angles that are especially used to make ceilings with furring channels. That would have saved me from cutting a whole rail, but I didn't have any, so that's why I cut the rail. Or another solution is to buy these types of angles directly. They're already perforated, so you would just have to screw them in directly with a self-drilling screw or into the shelf. However, an angle bracket like this costs between 9 and 10 euros, so since you need 4, that's 36 or 40 euros. That raises the shelving price, but it's already perforated and painted, so it's ready to use. Alternatively, do what I did, cut a rail along its length for an angle bracket, or use the CR2 angle bracket. I think the screws should work. I'll remove and reuse them since passing through 2 rail layers doesn't mean they're worn out. I'll reuse them and enlarge the holes to diameter 8 since we're currently using diameter 6. I'll use screws, washers, and collars since I need to disassemble everything and reinstall it in the attic. I could have just used the screw, washer, and collar, but it's harder to install than a self-drilling screw, and I wanted to see the result. Once it's assembled, and now I know it holds, so I'll be able to replace each screw. For saving time, use a self-drilling screw. Since you go through both layers and secure them with the screw, washer, and nut, you need to reach behind and use 2 wrenches to tighten everything. You see, I'll enlarge the holes to 8 millimeters for the screw, washer, and nut. I'm putting this back up in the attic and I might make a second one if I see that it works, but for now, there's no reason to. From what I can see, it's holding up perfectly. You'll see it again when we do the work in the attic. But honestly, I'm pretty happy because it works perfectly and it's a cheap shelving unit and well, it's a shelving unit. It's 2.06 m long, 1.96 m high, 45 cm deep and affordable. As you saw above, you can put 3 boxes, which is the Orest back brand. I'm buying more and more of them because they're super practical, they're ultra light, and you have an opening. They come with a lid, without a lid, as a half box, as a very, very thin box. You close them and they're nice and square, that's the main thing. The advantage is that you don't have edges that are too rounded where you would lose space. Because I have other bins from another brand, even the System Air Festool ones, the edges, they're not square. You lose space in that kind of bin, so this one is better. And they're stackable, but you can really stack everything. Even with the half bins, the thinner bins, everything is stackable. You can play Tetris with them. They form a single column with nothing sticking out, so they're perfect for the vehicle. Next, I'll take down these shelves, set them up in the attic, and make another, since I need to move as much as possible up there. To free up space, really as much space as possible, since you must have seen it in the video, there was a pump, a Graco Mark 7 right here. It's a pump that sprays paint but also plaster. I'll handle the taping and skim coating here since I recently added a partition wall. You'll find links in the video, including for the counter partition. Taping and full skim coating will let me test both the machine and a new plaster. And then the Graco goes up into the attic to do the skim coating of all the taped drywall panels. And I told you about the skim coating. Okay, this will mainly allow me to test it and show it to you. So if you have any questions about these shelves, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'll try to answer them. As I said, we'll meet again soon for plastering. Until then, take care and enjoy your do-it-yourself projects.